You are tuned in to Iggy's Fantasy and Betting, the podcast that puts trophies on your mantle and money in your pocket. Now, your host, coming to you high from the Rocky Mountains, IDP Iggy.
How's it going out there, everybody? Happy July 16th. I'm going to get that new video for all you YouTubers on the intro before August 1st, let's hope. So glad to have you here today. It's going to be GIFs Gambling with Iggy Fridays. No matchups really today that I feel like I can cue in on. I told you guys we got the golf going. There's all kinds of soccer going on. And I watch those sports, but I just don't feel confident in bringing you advice about them, right? So we're going to get going with that for sure. And then after that, we'll get it going with, I was going to try to put together a moose for you guys, but Moose Mouse, remember we talked about that on Fridays, and football will be there. The only thing is it's not letting me tease the lines. And the highest line I can find is like 7.5 for the opening week. So I really want to like tease that up. The point is to win. And like I said, the real point is the research with the Moose and the Mouse. So you get your money line, you get your over under, and you get your spread in all in one bet. Place a very low wager. I recommend just a few dollars, unless you got disposable income all over the place, and place whatever you want. But I said it's for research. It's not necessarily to get rich. It's to figure out what are your strengths. Like after 10 weeks, you're going to get into week 11. Go back and look at it. Out of these 10 weeks on the spread I hit, you know, if you teased it, which way were you teasing it and which way was good? And let's say you teased it, every time you teased it the right way, let's say 8 out of 10 times, which would be really good. Okay, did pretty good on spreads. On the money line, let's just say you went 3 for 10. Be like, oh, well, I'm actually not picking out who's going to win the game that much. And then on the over-under, let's say you're really good at figuring out how the game script's going to go. And you get in the over-under, let's say you do that 7 out of 10 times. Well, then you would start focusing on the over-under and the spread, maybe start teasing it down a little less, or being able to figure out the game script, the game flow, and you kind of have a tune for that, but you're not really figuring out who's going to win because you're not really accounting for unaccountable variables or something. But the whole point is to figure out what you're good at. And after those 10 weeks, you're going to have like 2.5 months worth of data for yourself. Now you can go attack it at a good angle, get really loaded up. You know the teams, we know the injuries, we know what kind of offense they're running, we know what kind of defense they're running, we know what they're good at this point. And then those last 2 months of the NFL season, essentially, you're going to be nailing it and bringing it home, okay? So we're going to do that. But today's show is more or less going to be all about the Bucks at the Suns, Game 5. Man, there are just all kinds of bets on this, man. I mean, it just doesn't stop. Like series playoff props, there's points per games in a series, rebounds, assists, 3 mades in games in a series. Who's going to lead? There's like eight bets just on that. So, but we're going to head it over to the money line real quick. Let's see here. Oh man, it always messes up on me. I don't know what's going on with the webpage. I can't get it to just do what I need it to do. But that's all good. So series winner, the Suns are still at negative 145 to the Bucks to be at 125. Interesting though, when I looked at the playoff props for the number of road wins is at negative. Number of road wins in the NBA Finals, negative 175. Number of road wins in the NBA Finals over half is at negative 370. Under half is at plus 280. So they're expecting somebody to win on the road eventually. But I did see Giannis is expected to be has the highest odds to be the MVP, I think at like 140. So it's a little bit odd to me that they're trying to say that the Suns have the better bookie line. The bookies are saying they think the Suns still may win the series, but they're saying the MVP could be Giannis. And then the second favorite is Chris Paul, which just doesn't seem very likely to me. If the Suns win, it's probably going to be because of Booker, and I think Booker would probably get the MVP. So if you feel like the Suns are going to win, make sure you go check out that bet. Let's see. Player props. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here it is. Finals MVP. Giannis is at plus 130. Chris Paul's at plus 180. Devin Booker's at plus 260. Chris Middleton, if you really want to take a dark horse, if he's going to come along and just put up 40 burgers and close out games, he could get it. But I'd be willing to bet it's going to be Giannis. Back-to-back 40-point games. He's done stuff that nobody's ever done in the finals. He had that really crazy block. He's going to be the leading rebounder maybe of the finals. So it'd be really hard for anybody but Giannis to do it. But if you feel really good about the Suns, I would say go take a look at Devin Booker plus 260. That's a pretty good bet for the MVP to be like that. And then so let's go back to the game line. We'll check it out. So the spread is 3.5 points for the Suns, negative 115, negative 105 for the Bucks. So they're thinking the Bucks probably are going to lose by more than 4 is what they're saying. If you want to look at it like that. The over-under is 218. That's negative 210. The money line is negative 165 for the Suns, plus 145 for the Bucks. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. It's either going to be the game of Devin Booker or it's going to be the game of Giannis. Right, like that's how the script is going to be down. I read all the stats to you after their game. Jason Crowder was the second leading point scorer for the Suns, right? But he's not going to get any recognition, right? That's not how the media is going to pump this game up. So I just don't. It's very interesting to me how they say that that's going to happen. Let's go look at the player props for this. Let's go look at some points lines. Bobby Portis 6.5, Brook Lopez 10.5, Cameron Johnson 9.5. Ooh, they're saying a defensive game. Chris Paul 21.5, but his overs at plus 105. He hasn't done that in a while. His negative is at 125. DeAndre Ayton over 15.5. Man, he got like 6 points the last game. His under's at negative 105 for under 15.5 points. I think that's a safe under. DeAndre Ayton at negative 105, 15.5. That's a lot to like there. Devin Booker over 28.5 points at negative 110. I could see that happening again. Jay Crowder, negative 105 on his line to be over 11.5 points. That's 4 threes. He doesn't really score any other way. But he could do that very easily. He's going to shoot that at least. Drew Holiday, 18.5, negative 120 on the over, plus 100 on that under. Chris Middleton at negative 120 on the 24.5 points. Yeah, he's going to have to do more than that, I think. To make sure they win, and it's at a negative 120, so take it for what it's worth. PJ Tucker over 4.5 at negative 120. His line's just been going down. Pat Connaughton is at over 8.5 at plus 105. Pat's proved to be their guy in their 8-man rotation. They ran an 8-man rotation. So if you took off some other kind of player on the side and bet the under, you got it. That's just the bottom line. So they've basically removed all those, at least on DK, for you to be able to do that. Like I said, I think 8 and under is good. I think Chris Paul under is good. I think Giannis 32.5. That's about the line I anticipate. Middleton, I think he should be over 24.5. Let's see, and Crowder at 11.5. That's pretty accurate. I'd be careful going with that bet. I got player specials coming at you next, man. Let's see, player prop special, Hybrid, Giannis and Devin Booker over 35 points each. That's at 6 plus 675. For them to go over 40 points each is at 3,500. My goodness. Giannis and Chris Paul over 30. I would stay away from that one. That's 85. Giannis, Booker, and Chris Paul over 30 at 2,000. I would stay away from that. Booker and Middleton over 35.50. Booker and Holiday 25 points each. Man, there are specials out the wazoo. I can't read all these to you guys. I'm sorry. Let's see. Do you think Giannis can have 2+ threes, 16 rebounds, 6 assists? That's a lot. 40 rebounds, 40 points, 16 rebounds. That's a lot. I'm trying to look and see what else we can see here. Some pretty hard stuff. They're getting you to bite on some stuff that I wouldn't recommend. Brook Lopez and PJ Tucker, 2+ threes made each. That's hard. Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez each to record a double-double. That's not happening. Drew Holiday to record a double-double and Bucks to win. I would stay away from these personally. These don't look that good, so be careful. It looks like they're trying to get a lot of people on some sucker bets. Cross sport special. What the hell? I'm staying away from that too. Let's get on to some rebounds. Let's see here. God, dude, this page is acting up. I'm sorry for the delays. It's just not doing the little simple things I want it to do. Rebounds, Bobby Portis over 3.5. That's very doable at negative 155. He's proved to be in their rotation. He didn't play a lot, doesn't get a whole lot of points, but he does get rebounds. DeAndre Ayton's at 12.5. He should go over that. Giannis is set at 13.5. I think he's going to go over that as well. Jay Crowder 6.5. Middleton 6.5. McCall Bridges 3.5. PJ Tucker 4.5. Not seeing really any positive odds. Yeah, there is. Under 3.5 for McCall Bridges. I would stay away from that. Under 4.5 for PJ Tucker at plus 115. He's probably going to get right around 4, 5, 6. So I'd stay away from that. Cameron Payne under 125. Yeah, all the positives are on the unders. They set them pretty low for everybody on the rebounds. Let's look at the assists. There's a couple of people we can look at on that. Chris Paul over 8.5, negative 120. Man, Cameron Payne over 1.5. If he comes in and plays a lot, that's a safe bet. He's probably going to get 2 assists easily. He's been playing a little bit more. He is part of that eight-person rotation for the Suns. So his over 1.5 is at negative 165. All right. Let's see. Giannis is at 5.5. Is set at negative 130. DeAndre Ayton is only 1.5. He's pretty low though. They set Drew Holiday's at 7.5. He got 7 last game. He's pretty consistent right around that 7-8 range. Under 7.5 is at plus 115 though. Just to let you know. Chris Middleton over 4.5, negative 145. They're setting him pretty low. They're expecting him to get him. Let's look at some PRA real quick. Bobby Portis over 10.5 for his points, rebounds, and assists. Very low, negative 110. Let's see here. We've also got negative 120 for PJ Tucker over 10.5 points, rebounds, assists. Chris Middleton over 37.5 points, rebounds, assists. Seems very doable for me. He's at negative 105 on that one. That one could be our best angle. I mean, he got 40 points last game. I don't know why he couldn't get back in the 30s again. Chris Paul's at 33.5. Giannis is at 52.5. Devin Booker's is at 38.5. Chris Middleton on the over at 37.5 and negative 105. He doesn't play as good on the road. It's something about Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. They play much worse on the road than they do at home. So it's something to keep in mind. All right, let's look at top point scorer of the game. Probably going to be Giannis with the best odds. Negative 110 for Giannis, plus 180 for Devin Booker, plus 600 for Chris Middleton. So that's a pretty interesting bet. Negative 110 for Giannis to be the leading scorer. I think he will be. Brook Lopez at plus 1,800 for double-double. He hasn't been getting a lot of playing time. He just doesn't get the rebounds. It's really weird for a center to say that. DeAndre Ayton is at negative 280. Chris Paul 145. Devin Booker at plus 1,000. Giannis at negative 800. Crowder 650. Holiday 180. Those are pluses. Middleton at plus 330. Bridges plus 3,500. PJ Tucker 1,500. And then we look again at triple doubles. Holiday's at plus 1,800. Giannis is at plus 850. Those are long shots. To get a triple-double in the finals, it's really difficult. If you want a small wager, though, I think those two are your best bets. Giannis at plus 850 and Drew Holiday at 1,800. And that's what the bookies think, too. It's their lowest set of odds. And then block shots, a very interesting one. There's been a lot. The only one with over 1.5, or there's 2 with 1.5, DeAndre Ayton and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Brook Lopez, I mean, he gets blocks, dude. And to get 1 block is at negative 180. So not the best odds, but probably one of the safe bets because there's a lot of driving to the hole by Chris Paul. There's a lot of driving to the hole by Booker as well. Then you have DeAndre Ayton. He doesn't really shoot like more than 4 foot away from the rim. I feel like he doesn't really shoot that far. So there's opportunities for blocks there, especially for Brook Lopez. Bobby Portis to have a block plus 290. If you think he can get 1 big block, oh my gosh, that's a big payout. Plus 290. He doesn't get as many playing minutes, but he is part of the 8-person rotation. So just keep that in mind. I think that's a very interesting kind of aspect of it. Let's see, game parlays, just to look it out. Phoenix Suns in over 218 is at plus 220. Milwaukee Bucks over 218 plus 330. Milwaukee Bucks under 218 plus 350. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that might be the better option if you feel like the unders. I feel like the under is more likely to happen. So the Suns to hit the unders at plus 200 And then the Bucks to win and under 218.5 is at plus 350. Very interesting bet. Yeah, I think those are some good ones to go. Let me go look at the odds boost for you. Booker to be the top point scorer in the game has been boosted to plus 300. So we just talked about that. Check that out. They also have the enter the you enter the 20K tournament, and you can get a 50% boost on any of these bets we've been talking about. Something to keep in mind. I might go do that and then lay it pretty heavy, maybe on Giannis to be the Finals MVP, or maybe just Giannis to be to get his PRA. Or we talked about a couple of good lines on this bet. So if you feel really good about a bet, they max out what you can bet on it, but maybe you can figure out this game script and what's going on, and it'll be good for you. All right, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the weekend. I do want to let you guys know that we don't have the charity league filled up, so please go check it out. KawasakiKids.org. You can look them up also by hashtag Brave Kids or hashtag Strong Hearts. We're filling it up fast. There's not many places available. We've got about 15 or 16 left. So about as many days as there are as we get one person in there, it'll be good. But please go sign up for it. 100% of it's going to a great cause. 100% of it will be going to Kawasaki Kids research against Kawasaki's disease, the leading heart disease in developed nations for children, yet people are unaware of it still. So that's what we're trying to do, is raise awareness for that, get them some money for research. It affected my family and I, so we're definitely interested in the research and forwarding it and getting into prevention and treatment for everybody. So go check that out. Quest, we're on all platforms. And remember, guys, go check out the Patreon. We're going to be doing a lot of special stuff. I'm about to start just giving some of this information that I've been giving away for free. This is episode 193 for 193 episodes. Once we get to episode 200, it's going to kind of change. You're going to have to start paying for a little bit of this info that I helped several people win money and several people win championships. And I've been appreciating the feedback. I've been getting a lot of feedback from people. It's getting to that time of the year when people are starting to get ready for their drafts, getting ready for the preseason. I mean, we're 58 days away from Sunday football. That's it. Think about that. We're a little over 6 weeks away from Sunday NFL every week football, baby. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. But in the meantime, we do have the NBA Finals. I will be talking about them just like I did today. I think we found some really good angles for you on today's GIFs Gambling with Iggy Fridays. And let's go put that money in the pocket. That's what we're here to do, baby. And hit me up with any questions you guys got, anything you want to know about. I've been collaborating with the Warrior Bowl guys a lot. That's been a lot of fun. And we're going to get this figured out. See you Monday. And can't wait. Looking forward to it. All right. You guys have a great one this weekend. Be safe. Be smart. Be aware. Peace.